Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking real talk. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya. Bye-ya. Yes, indubitably, and as you can tell by that thumbnail right there, oh, what a difference a day makes. We're talking about the Wack 100 Nipsey Hussle incident. Now, I'm a big Nip fan. Man, forever Nip, man. Long live Nip. Forever forward with Nip. You know, he was a product of his environment. That's right off the top, man. In a menudo style and direct fashion, I'm going to get straight to it and tell you guys right off the top, that vato was out there rocking the good narrative. He was out there pushing for the gente, for the people. Not only the Africanos, but also the brown people, man. People had love for him over there in South Central LA. Nip was representing the 60s Crips and putting it down for his town, right? Basically putting it down for his hood. Now, anybody who would go against the grain on Nip is foolish. And I'm going to explain why they're foolish. When your name starts to pick up momentum, when you're deep in the game, not necessarily gang related, but when you're deep in hip hop industry and your name's really out there and people are seeing you, man, for legendary status, right? And of course, we know he accumulated legendary status upon his death. While he was living, motherfuckers wasn't breathing that. But at the end of the day, people started to recognize real. Real recognizes real. And people started to recognize that Nip not only was in the hip hop game for reals, he was really doing it, he was coming up, but also, man, he was a good representation for Africanos, period, for his hood, for the Crips. I mean, Sasuke, he was making it even more mainstream than Pinchy Snoop Dogg did, right? So he was continuing that surge. He was continuing that coming up when, of course, his life was cut short. Now, along comes Pitas, right? On Paru. Along comes Wack 100, who, of course, had a lot of affiliation with Nips at that time. Everywhere you seen Wack 100, you would see Nipsey. And it just seemed like their lives were interwoven. Was it fate? So I can't call it like an alcoholic, but what I can tell you is it seems like Wack 100 is in everybody's area or everybody's pockets. And that's the way that man plays the game. You can't knock that man for getting at that bag and for chasing that hustle. But right now, I'm going to speak on how he tries to hustle Nipsey Hussle. Yes, indeedy, man. And that's a fucking cold game. It's a cold game when you're extorting or you're attempting to extort, allegedly, your own gente, your own people. That'd be like me saying, so I'm going to go ahead and need my 15% right off the top. Now it happens. Being a norteño and function for as long as I did within the casa and the household with the good name, I knew what it was, not to be extorted, but I knew what it was to go ahead and pay your way. I knew what it was to, sabes que the house gets a certain percentage. You know, if you get cantina, if you order canteen, they're going to give you a lista, what you need to give to the house. That's good. We're going to need 3 bars of soap, 2 deodorants, a partridge, and a pear tree con sopas, right? We're going to need all that. Separate ours from yours right off the top. But my fit only sent me 20. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and need 17 of them dollars to make me holla, right? That's just how it was. And you get used to it. You get used to it. You bite the bullet. You bite your tongue. You're not really happy with it because Sasuke, there's a lot of people in prison that don't get a lot of feria. And they're like, Sasuke, my sister, hey, all she gets, she had to fucking sell food stamps for this shit, yeah? Well, tell her to sell more because we're going to need more sopas next month. This is just how it goes. And your antennas need to be up when you're playing this game. But of course, if you want to be a righteous individual, if you want to be down for that cause, you're going to do whatever it takes. The monetary gains are not going to be by you. That's 100%, right? But hey, it is what it is. Such is life. You know, someone got to get the bag. At the end of the rainbow, there's a vato there like, you know what I mean? More vatos in the town, and you know I'm going to put it down. Right? Bam, somebody's happy. But in the case of Nipsey Hussle, this man was coming up. Okay, this man was coming up in the game. And you see a lot of these rappers, and they're sporting these big chains and jewelry, todo my. And you're thinking automatic all of a sudden, damn, this motherfucker got feria. But does he really got feria? Because I'm going to let you know something right now, man. Here's the insights. Look at, watch out. Half those cars, a lot of that jewelry, a lot of that shit is rented. It's fabricated. It's fugazi. It's fairy dust. It's there for visualization. Is that how you say it? Visualization? Visualization. Word of the day. I can't say it, but you know what we said, right? The visuals, right? You see gold chains. You see women, dancers, you see Lamborghinis, guys get new Corvettes, you're like, fuck, these motherfuckers are doing it big, right? But in the end game, chale, no, so that motherfucker would go home in a Honda Accord, right? Real talk, an 86 Honda to a block beater, stuffer, right? He's stuffing on back to the pad. So for the most part, a lot of that is fake. It's all set up by the industry, by this hip hop industry to manipulate you and to manipulate me and to thinking vatos are doing bigger and better than they are. And then everyone wants to be a rapper, Sasuke, and they'll pick the one out of the 100 that has halfway a little bit of talent. Sasuke feeding some bullshit. Next thing you know, he's over there performing like hip hop hooray, ho, bitch, hey, ho. They're like, yay, yo. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing off your bag. That's just how it is. They're copying a bag off your bag. But Nip was coming up. Nip was coming up and he was getting that paper. He was a rare diamond in the rough. Okay, and he was out there representing South Central and the 60s Crip gang. The Cripas were on fire, man. He was making it more mainstream, like I said, than Snoop did, and he was doing his thing, and he was the next one. Okay, we always get one. You know, we had Tupac. He was one. Okay, Biggie in the East, he was the one. Okay, DMX for a while. For those of you that don't know, rest in peace, man. He was that one. Nas was that one. Okay, Nip was going to be that one. He was starting to lean that way. And what I like about Nip so much, and the reason why I wear Nip t-shirts, Forever Nip, the marathon continues, all that, was he was giving back to his community. And not only was he giving back to the Africano community, but he was always representing and giving back to Raza as well. As you can see, he was going back to heritage, going back to roots, tripping out on the Mayan temples in his videos, giving back to gente, to Raza, man. He was a good individual. So now when I hear people like fucking Pitas McFuckface, right, is over there trying to extort him or trying to extort his hyena for 30% of his fucking estate, I just shake my head, humps. Damn, these greedy individuals. When are they ever going to stop? Now, let me tell you something about Wack 100, right? We've spoken on him the past few days, man. I watch everything you guys watch on YouTube. I see the Hassan tapes. And I don't know who's telling the truth and what's happening there and who's playing who. And Sasuke, at the end of the day, it could all be for clout. It all could be for that bag. It could all be for me and you to be manipulated into watching it for the views. At the end of the day, I know what I hear and I know what I see. And I heard the tape. Oh, I heard the tape. You heard the tape, Simon? I heard the tapes, right? And in that tape, it sounded like this vato Big U as well as Wack 100 were having a discussion and basically slandering the character and the name of one Nipsey Hussle. Now you say to yourself, damn, vamos dispensan la tira. Con permiso en la tira. It's a fucked up game when you have a vato like Big U who has status out there, who was somebody within that neighborhood, who was a big influence in South Central LA, and is from the 60s, basically looked upon as the leader of the 60s or the voice of the people, and he's doing his own little homie like that, right? And then, of course, you have fucking Wack 100 who will get in anybody's pocket, Sasuke. He'll take the lint out your shit, right? And you can't be mad at him for doing what he does, but at the end of the day, man, he should be ashamed of himself. First of all, he's desecrating on a dead man's name, man. Rest in peace to the young Nip. We don't do that, right, in life. Any gang member, man, that knows what's up, knows that, man, when the vato's gone, he's gone, bro. You know, even if you hated him, he was your worst enemy, Sasuke, don't speak on that man's name. Let the motherfucking dead rest, homie, right? But Charlie, nope. These vatos had to turn it on him, right? They had to go a different route. And the route it seems like they're going is trying to extort Laura London out of some feria, out of some of Nip Hussle's estate. Now, this is a cold game, but from what I heard on the tape, Sasuke, I listened closely, it sounds like they were making accusation that Nipsey Hussle was living a double life, that he was involved in a little bit of frivolous Jotito tactics, right? Now, I would never put that on that man's plate. We ain't never seen no motherfucking tape that allegedly fucking Wack 100 has. We ain't never seen nothing that would indicate that motherfucking Nipsey Hussle was going that route. We ain't never heard nothing prior to his death. And it's funny that it always happens when no one's there to defend themselves. Remember? Y'all remember? Remember when I said it here first. Bad things always come out upon people after they're gone, humps. Just like when people are woofing on people on YouTube, right? Oh, man, fuck that about the Sasuke. Then he pops up on the feed. They're like, hey, what's up, carnal? Dispensa la tira. What's happening with it, brother? You know what I mean? It's always like that. It never just keeps on like, Sasuke, fuck you, way. It never goes that route. It always changes real quick. I was like, hey, you know what I mean? I got, you know what? Pepper rock is here. Pepper rock is here. You know what I mean? Everyone's cool. But it seems like when someone passes away or someone's not there to defend, you know, their household or defend them, now all of a sudden, they're a bad person or they did this or they did that. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it from my point of view. Sasuke, sit down here. We're going to look at it. Who cares? So what if Nipsey had a little motherfucking sugar in his donkey? So what if he was a Fruit Loop? You know what I mean? So what if that shit really did happen? You know, I'm not here to say it did or it didn't. Did he make good music? Was he out there giving to the community? Was he out there rocking the narrative and pushing that hard line for the people? Was he out there giving back? That's what matters. Okay, whatever he did in his personal life, I don't condone it. But at the end of the day, man, that's that man's life. Okay, so to be sitting on some tapes to slander his character after he's gone, how does it really affect Nip? I'm gonna tell you right now, he might lose a few straggling ass fans that really never were on his shit like that. Oh man, fuck that, I can't support that Vato. That Vato was kissing Vatos with fucking mecos in their mouth, right? Okay, so let's give a trip out. Where were your fucking antennas when he was out there pushing that hard line? When he was out there representing, man, when he was out there telling that fucking ratone that fucking came up to him, get on down the road, what? And then he took them bullets right there in his hood, still in his hood, still pushing on that pavement, still toiling in the soil from which he came from. Where was all that fucking energy, okay? Where were you at, Wack 100, when Nipsey needed you the most? Homes when Vatos were coming back, busting on him because he was pushing up on him on some gang shit. I'm gonna tell you where he was. He was over there trying to extort Kim Kardashian, talking about, on Pyro, I got sex tape, right? This motherfucker seems like he's always on everybody's head. He got tapes on everything. I got the AD Mac motherfucker, China Mac 100 tape. How the fuck you get that? Oh, I got the Kim Kardashian Ray J sex tape part 2. On Pyro, I got it, right? Bam. How the fuck you got? Oh, I got the Nipsey Hussle motherfucker Tito tape. On 100, I got it, right? It seems like this guy has everybody's name in their mouth and is always right there with the fucking camera crew to film it. Órale, pinche TMZ. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I call bullshit, right? Now, I don't know this man's reach. I don't know. Maybe this man does have TMZ in his pocket. Maybe this man is jumping out the bushes on some weirdo shit, right? Filming everything. Maybe he was the fucking cucaracha in the room while fucking Kim K was giving mamones. I can't call it, but at the end of the day, man, that's that people's business. Why would you put out their business? Now, I understand, man. Feria is feria. At the end of the day, everyone's trying to get to that bag. The bigger the bolsita, you know what I mean? The bigger the win. But why would you shit on someone's names if they're not there to defend themselves, to deny it? Okay? So now, the cool part about this whole situation is this guy, Wack 100, and you guys already know, man, I ain't feeling this guy, man, just based on how he treats the raza and how he continues to push that narrative. You know what I mean? Frivolous tactics. But he's on the phone with Big U, who's supposed to be Nipsey Hussle's boy. He's supposed to be the one that put Nip on the map. He was supposed to be the one, man, who basically found Nip, man, brought him from the trenches and did that thug thizzle. Now, respects to Big U for being that man in the guys. You can never take that away from him, right? All that 32-0, now I can't call that like an alcoholic, but I will say, besides that frivolous fucking talk, the guy's well known. The guy's always been about a business. The guy's always handled himself in prison. The guy's always handled himself in the streets. He's very business oriented and a righteous dude when it comes to making business moves. Not everyone could do it. This Vato has been doing it, right? Wack 100, on the other hand, you know, uses underhand tactics. That's why the Vato can't go. The Vato can't go nowhere. Man, I go anywhere on Pyro. Now, there's certain places, you know, 2 P's and a B, you ain't going there, right? You ain't going there just as much as I ain't going to Dead End. How about that? Puto, boom, boom. Right? Straight up. I'm righteous. Because I already know he's going to be like, man, this is coming from a motherfucker can't go back to his neighbor. Talk about I can't go back to my neighbor. Well, guess what? Both of us can't go back. Puto. You know what I mean? And in that fashion. But I will go back. And I have been back. You, on the other hand, you have to throw on wigs and shit, fake mustaches. So how do I look? How do I look? On Pyro, how do I look? You know what I mean? Straight up. Those are facts. But anyways, to hear this conversation, I've listened to it over and over again between these two. I guess it was a 3-way phone call that went on. I know I'm a little late on this boat, but I will say this. I thought it was baiting. I thought Wack 100 was just speaking out the side of his neck, trying to bait Big U into confirming these accusations so that way they can go get that bag together. And at the end of the day, to push up on someone's baby mom when she's going through so much emotions, you know, she done lost her baby dad. He's a big public figure. He's somebody well known. You know, they're putting legendary status on his plate. Because of that, man, she's living through that. That's a cold game, man. Let this woman live. Who gives a fuck if she had another Vato's fucking whole nutsack down her throat? That's on her. So I was getting the winner is, right? She was winning. You know, that's on her. Who gives a fuck if Nip had his homeboy on 6? He's getting it. You know what I mean? Gang banging is real, man. I don't know how many times that's got to have my homeboy in there like, tax that shit. What the? So that's got like this though. You know what I mean? Tax that, right? The shit, you know what I mean? It happens. Now, all the kissing and shit after, like, yeah, I can't call that one, right? I wouldn't have got down like that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Who cares? At the end of the day, who cares what that man was doing in his personal life? Who cares about that man's sexual orientation? Did that change his music? Did that change his thuggish? Did that change his stilo? Did that change the way he was out there getting to that bag? Did that change the way he was out there giving back to the community? And you know what I mean? Being out there on the forefront for people, all people, not just Africanos, but for the raza también? No, it doesn't. So why would these guys feel that in their fucking heart of hearts, hey, we're going to expose this guy. I got the tape, right? Oh, you got the tape? So, okay, well, check it out, Chauncey. Don't come around this motherfucker before 1:30. You feel me? Because we don't care. I know I don't. There's several people that do, though. See, they like drama. They're all into that. So let me see the tape then, Wack. You know what I mean? It's funny because Wack has always talked about all these tapes he has, all these recordings, all this, but he ain't never produced nothing, man. You know what I mean? Get it together, baby. You know what I mean? Put it out there. Put it out there. If you're so high-powered, you're steady trying to get money, you know what I mean? You're steady trying to get in Kanye's pocket. You're steady trying to get in Kim Kardashian with the fake-ass nalgas pocket. Oh, I got the tapes on Ray J and you, and I got this and I got that. It's a whole lot of he said, she said. Oh, Paru, where they at then? I'm just being real, man. Now, I know a lot of people, you're going to say to yourself, it's none of your business, Gun. Why do you care? Because I speak for the people, by the people, not just the Africano community, not just the brown people, all people. When I say, come on, man, let that man rest in peace. Stop putting that man's name in his mouth. And Big U, shame on you, homeboy. You know better. Being a real motherfucker that done did it. Being a real motherfucker that's out there wiggling in the guy is you know better. You know, now, of course, I'm hearing that Wack 100 and Big U, of course, they don't get along. Wack 100 is making accusations that Big U's working with the Popo. Back and forth and on they go. Sasuke, put the gloves on. Not just lace it up. Lace it up. Be a real motherfucker like China Mac and pull up and pop. Be a real motherfucker like AD Jumper. Them cats are on some real life shit, and I give them the respect. Both of them. I don't care who won that fight. I don't care who lost that fight. I don't care if China Mac bit his nose and motherfucking AD ripped his lobe off. None of that matters. The fact remains that both of them guys pulled up, handled their business like gentlemen. And of course, guess who's in the cuts in the bushes? I got the tape on Paru. Wack 100. He always has to be involved in everything. It's called clout chasing, okay? It's called keeping frivolous antics going. Now, this Vato Hassan, I'm not going to speak on him because I don't know this Vato. Right? I never watched one video. I think the only thing I ever seen was this shit now he's putting out now. Before that, I never heard of him, right? So I can't disrespect him. I don't know his credibility. I don't know what he's been through. I know he's been called a Jotito a time or two. I know there's a lot that's going on, a lot that plays into it. And again, if that's none of my business, man, I ain't tripping. I don't know him, so I won't disrespect him. But oh my, right? Beanchy Wack 100, it seems like you've gotten on this young light-skinned brother's bad side, man. And you know light-skinned brothers are making a comeback, right? You done got on his bad side, and now he's going to expose you for every... the motherfucker said he got a recording for every pit on your face. Now it's two Vatos with all the recordings, right? Difference is Hassan's putting him out there. Bang, bang. Let that sink in. Hassan is putting him out there, man. He said, man, shit, fuck that, Holmes. And in that fashion, you know what I mean? Sasuke, toma. There it is. Okay? And some of that shit that... Wack 100 was talking about Nipsey and Big U chiming in and them laughing about it. It's just not a good look, man. It's not a good look for people in general. It's not a good look for everybody. You're constantly bringing down your own gente. Get that through your head, Wack 100. I know you're going to watch this. Put those straight up, Holmes. I ain't scared, right? You're constantly tearing your own people down. At the end of the day, man, that's how they win. Baboso. You know what I mean? That's how they win. If we get together... they don't control shit, right? But you got Vatos that are fucking very divisive, man. They love division. He's constantly keeping fucking Mexicanos in their mouth. So that's just because his old lady probably kept them in their mouth. Talk about Mexicans, talk about knocking people out, talk about this, talk about that, talked about tres, talked about rappers. We ain't opening the doors. I fuck with Norteños, but I don't fuck with them. This is the streets, homie. You know what I mean? Out here, bro, it's different politics. Prison is prison, and the streets is the streets, man. You're supposed to be a businessman. Act like it. Act like a man. Be more man than him. But you can't be. Instead, you want to desecrate and shit on your own gente, your own people. Sasuke, I just seen something float by. Sasuke, that's probably the homeboy watching over me. Bang, bang. You know what I mean? Ghosts around this camp. And I ain't a J-Cat. But trip us, all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, see it for what it is, gente. See this guy, Wack 100, and Big U for what they are. And they're very divisive people. They're trying to divide the gente, man. They're trying to divide their own people, man. They're causing more chaos than you could ever think, you know, and they're constantly trying to extort people and talk about this and that and that and this, allegedly. But at the end of the day, what do they really have? I'm going to tell you what they have. They have a little bit of credibility, and it doesn't go a long way. With that being said, anyways, gente, just something I wanted to speak on, enlighten you a little bit. The enlightenment is real right here on Gunners Collective, man. Food for thought. With that being said, man, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope you go out there and get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about hustling for your familia. Just like Pinchy Nipsey hustled for his, and now they're trying to take it. Fuck, man. How bad is that? Anyways, hit that like and subscribe if you like this video. If not, you can hit that thumbs down. Heavy is the head that's going to continue to wear that Lakers crown. I does it because I want to. Bang, bang. You know what I mean? And we're going to continue to push the light, man. The marathon continues for Nipsey Hussle. I don't give a fuck if he had fucking 6 balls in his mouth. Just don't let me see it, right? And I don't care about it. Bang, bang, the gun. And in that fashion,